Right now, there are at least 8 overlooked ways Americans can qualify for a second passport: through investment, ancestry, or residency, without being a billionaire or giving up their US citizenship. Some take less than 60 days. Some cost nothing at all. And at least one has a catch that eliminates most applicants before they even start. This is the full breakdown. 8 countries, real costs, real timelines, and the passport route most Americans still don't know exists, starting with one of the cheapest direct passport programs on Earth. Dominica, a Caribbean island nation with fewer than 75,000 people. Not the Dominican Republic. That is a mistake people make constantly, and it matters because the two countries have completely different passport programs. Dominica runs one of the most affordable citizenship by investment programs on the planet. The minimum contribution to the government fund starts at $100,000 for a single applicant. That is not a loan. That is not a deposit. That money does not come back. It is a direct contribution to the country's economic diversification fund. But in exchange, the applicant receives full citizenship and a passport that unlocks visa-free or visa-on-arrival access to over 140 destinations worldwide. That includes the United Kingdom, Singapore, and the entire Schengen zone. Processing typically takes 3 to 4 months. There is no requirement to live in Dominica. No requirement to visit, no language test, no interview. The background check is extensive though, and that is where many applications quietly fail. Dominica has rejected applicants from sanctioned countries, applicants with criminal records, and applicants whose source of funds could not be clearly documented. But here is the part most people overlook. Dominica's program allows family members to be included on the same application. A spouse, dependent children, even parents and grandparents under certain conditions. The cost increases with each dependent, but per person, it remains one of the lowest entry points in the entire citizenship by investment world. For mobile data when traveling, the Saley eSIM link is in the description. Now the next country makes Dominica look slow: Vanuatu, a Pacific island archipelago that most Americans could not locate on a map, and yet it holds a remarkable distinction. Vanuatu issues what is widely regarded as the fastest citizenship by investment passport on Earth. Processing times regularly land between 45 and 60 days. Some approved applicants have received their passport in under 2 months from the date of filing. The cost starts at around $130,000 through the Development Support Program. Like Dominica, this is a non-refundable contribution. No residency required. No physical presence requirement at any stage. The passport grants visa-free access to over 130 destinations, including the Schengen area and the United Kingdom. There is a catch, though, and it is one that matters specifically for Americans. Vanuatu has no income tax, no capital gains tax, no inheritance tax. That sounds appealing on paper, but it puts the country under increased scrutiny from international regulatory bodies. The OECD and the European Union have both flagged Vanuatu's program at various points. That does not make the passport invalid, but it does mean holders may face additional questions at certain border crossings or when opening financial accounts in Europe. Still, for speed alone, nothing else comes close. If timeline is the priority, Vanuatu stands alone. Which of these so far feels most realistic? But if 6 figures is completely out of reach, the next country changes the entire conversation. Paraguay. This is where the model shifts entirely. No investment required, no contribution to a government fund, no 6-figure check. Paraguay offers a path to full naturalization after just 3 years of legal residency, and the residency itself does not require continuous physical presence. An applicant can obtain temporary residency, convert to permanent residency, and then apply for citizenship after the 3-year mark, all without living in the country full-time. The out-of-pocket cost for legal fees, paperwork, and government filing fees can come in under $5,000 total. That makes Paraguay the lowest cost path to a second passport covered in this breakdown by a wide margin. The Paraguayan passport provides visa-free or visa-on-arrival access to around 140 destinations. The country itself has one of the lowest costs of living in South America. Rent in Asunción, the capital, runs a fraction of what comparable cities charge in neighboring Argentina or Brazil. The real twist comes at the end of this one. Paraguay does require applicants to demonstrate a tie to the country. That can mean opening a local bank account, registering a small deposit, or establishing a basic commercial presence. It is not difficult, but it is not automatic either. Applicants who skip this step risk having their naturalization denied even after the 3-year clock has run. Flight prices to Paraguay can be checked using the Kiwi link in the description. The next country is not about passport power today. It's about eligibility most Americans never think to check. Armenia. A country that rarely appears on second passport lists. And that is precisely why it belongs here. Armenia offers citizenship by descent for anyone who can demonstrate Armenian ancestry. There is no generational limit written into the law the same way other countries impose one. If a grandparent, great-grandparent, or even more distant ancestor was Armenian, a claim may be possible. The application is filed through the Armenian consulate or directly with the Ministry of Justice in Yerevan, but ancestry is not the only route. Armenia also allows naturalization after 3 years of residency, with a requirement to pass a basic Armenian language and constitution exam. The costs are minimal. Government fees for the citizenship application itself are a few $100s. Legal assistance typically runs between $1,000 and $3,000, depending on complexity. The Armenian passport offers visa-free access to around 65 destinations. That number is lower than the others on this list, but the passport has been gaining ground in recent years as Armenia signs new visa agreements. More importantly, Armenia allows dual citizenship fully and without restriction, which matters for Americans who have no intention of giving up their United States passport. There is one detail that surprises most people. Armenia's citizenship by descent pathway does not require the applicant to live in Armenia at any point. Not before, not during, not after. The passport can be obtained entirely from abroad. For deeper breakdowns on every citizenship by investment program, including updated pricing, those are covered inside Horizon Insider. The link to join is below. And now we get to the route that can turn a family document into one of the strongest passports on Earth, because Ireland offers something none of the previous countries can match. A European Union passport. No investment, no residency, no contribution, just proof of ancestry. Ireland's foreign births registration allows anyone with at least one Irish-born grandparent to claim Irish citizenship by descent. The grandparent must have been born on the island of Ireland. If that condition is met, the grandchild can register as an Irish citizen and apply for a passport that provides full rights to live, work, and travel across all 27 EU member states, plus the broader European Economic Area. The Irish passport ranks among the most powerful in the world, with visa-free access to over 190 destinations. It opens the door to living in Paris, working in Berlin, or retiring in Lisbon with no additional visa, no work permit, and no time limit. But here is where most applicants get stuck. The documentation requirements are demanding. Original long-form birth certificates, marriage certificates, and civil records going back to the Irish-born grandparent must be obtained and verified. If any single document is missing, delayed, or inconsistent, the application can stall for months or even years. The current processing backlog at the Department of Foreign Affairs has pushed some timelines past 18 months. Would ancestry or investment be the preferred route? This next one is not for everyone, but for Americans with business or family interests in the Middle East, it can be surprisingly strategic. Jordan, a name that catches people off guard. on a list like this. But Jordan quietly maintains a naturalization pathway that most Americans have never heard of. The standard route involves establishing long-term residency in the country. After a sustained period of legal residence, applicants can petition for Jordanian naturalization. The process is discretionary, meaning it is evaluated on a case-by-case basis rather than following a rigid formula. Factors like economic contribution, property ownership, and community integration are weighed. Jordan's passport provides visa-free or visa-on-arrival access to around 50 destinations. That is the lowest count on this list, but the strategic value lies elsewhere. Jordan maintains strong diplomatic relationships across the Middle East and North Africa. A Jordanian passport can simplify travel and business operations in a region where American passports sometimes create friction. The real opportunity here is under the radar. Jordan has not commercialized its pathway the way Caribbean nations have. There is no glossy website, no promotional agency network, no program marketed to foreigners. That lack of visibility is exactly what keeps it uncrowded. This is not the strongest passport on the list, but it may be the most overlooked regional access play. Now back to Europe. But this time, the shortcut is not ancestry. It is capital. Hungary relaunched its guest investor program in 2024. The program offers a residency pathway that leads to permanent settlement and eventually eligibility for Hungarian citizenship. Two primary options exist. The first is a real estate investment starting at approximately 500,000 euros. The second is an investment into a qualifying Hungarian fund starting at approximately 250,000 euros. Converted to dollars at current 2026 exchange rates, the real estate option lands around $540,000, and the fund option around $270,000. The timeline is longer than a Caribbean program. Residency must be maintained for a period of years before citizenship becomes available, but the payoff is significant. Hungarian citizenship means a European Union passport with visa-free travel to over 180 destinations and full freedom of movement across the EU. There is one nuance that trips people up, though. Hungary requires applicants to demonstrate basic proficiency in Hungarian, which is widely considered one of the most difficult languages for English speakers to learn. That requirement alone has caused several applicants to pivot to other EU options. It is not symbolic, it is enforced. And the final country is the one that started the entire modern passport industry. St. Kitts and Nevis launched its citizenship by investment program in 1984. It is the oldest program of its kind in the world. 42 years of continuous operation. Every modern citizenship by investment program in the Caribbean and beyond traces its design principles back to what St. Kitts and Nevis built first. The current options include a contribution to the Sustainable Island State Contribution Fund, starting at $250,000, or a real estate investment starting at $400,000. Processing times average between 3 and 6 months. The passport provides visa-free, or visa-on-arrival access to 156 countries, including the Schengen Zone, the United Kingdom, Singapore, and Hong Kong. The strength of this program is its track record. Longevity matters in the citizenship by investment world because it signals stability. Programs that launch and collapse within a few years create risk for holders whose passports may lose recognition. St. Kitts has weathered economic shifts, political transitions, and international regulatory pressure for over 4 decades without shutting down. Accommodation for a scouting trip can be explored using the Expedia link below. So that is the full picture. 8 countries, 8 different pathways. Investment, ancestry, residency. Cost ranging from a few $100s to over $500,000. Timeline spanning 60 days to several years. Passport strength from 50 destinations to over 190. The real question is not which passport is best. The real question is which one matches the specific situation, the specific budget, the specific timeline, and the specific goals of the person considering it. Most Americans will never act on any of this, not because the options are out of reach, but because they never even knew the options existed. The 8 countries on this list are not hiding. They are publishing their programs openly, accepting applications right now, and in several cases actively trying to attract American applicants. The information asymmetry is not on the government side, it is on the applicant side. And that gap between what is available and what people believe is available is exactly where the biggest advantages in global mobility still sit. So here's the only question that actually matters. Knowing all of this now, what is the reason not to at least start the research?